This is the Opinion Line with PJ Coogan
on Cork's 96 FM.
Now, the Russian President Vladimir Putin and US counterpart Joe Biden have agreed to a summit meeting on one condition: if Moscow doesn't invade Ukraine. People are saying for the last week or so that it seems inevitable now that Moscow will invade Ukraine. This summit was proposed and negotiated by Emmanuel Macron, the French president. And it seems that Joe Biden is happy to meet Vladimir Putin, and Vladimir Putin is happy to meet Joe Biden. I wonder, will they do it across that big, long table? You know that table? You practically need a phone to talk to that big, long table. That you'll need a phone to talk to the person at the other end. But that's one way. For natives, it must be terribly, terribly worrying. Oksana, good morning to you. Talk to me about your own story. You live in Youghal now, but you're originally from Ukraine. Is that right?
Good morning, PJ. Yeah, that's correct. I am from Ukraine, but almost 7 years I'm living in Ireland in Youghal already. But when I was living in Ukraine, they were already started then. So I came to Ireland, and I was granted a refugee status here. So for last almost 7 years I'm here, and I also have a family in Ukraine. I have my sister there, and I mean she's still living there.
And are you in contact with her?
Yes, I am. Of course, we're talking every day, especially this time when the situation is so worrying, and it's really that time when we're talking every day to each other.
Yeah. Talk to me about how worried she this. Someone I spoke to last week who lives in Crosshaven, another Ukrainian citizen, said to me that this is going on since like 2014. We're kind of only hearing about it now.
That's really interesting situation because Ukraine already in the state of war for 8 years, and for all these 8 years, 15,000 of people were killed in war, and more than 30,000 of people were wounded, and 1.5 million people had to leave their homes and just to live to some other places in Ukraine that are more peaceful. So the impact is huge. Probably lately they started to talk about war in Ukraine in news again because of the chance of the bigger invasion, re-invasion of Ukraine. I would say so.
How does your sister feel that there will be an invasion?
It's very difficult situation. She feels very frightened because she lives in Dnipro. It's a big industrial city in central, more I would say even eastern part of Ukraine. So it's very close to the war zone itself right now. And if the reinvasion happens, it's quite a big chance that it will hit the city as well. And she's worried, of course, because, in this situation, you don't know what to do. And especially, she's just 20 years old. And it just breaks my heart that instead of thinking about her university study or about her career development or just spending time with her friends, she has to think about, where she can find the bomb shelter or how to pack her emergency bag. It's really heartbreaking.
It is. And is she in a part, I mean, I know it's an enormous country with a very big population and spread out. So is she in an area that would be affected were there to be an invasion?
That's another problem that, they discuss so many scenarios in media. And from one side, they say that probably it will be big cities. And where she lives, it's one of big cities. And it's not far from the Donetsk region, which is affected right now already. From other side, they say that probably it will be Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine. So no one really knows, and right now you cannot even know what will be the safe place in Ukraine.
Yes, the uncertainty must be the hardest part.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And the fact that there would be people then within the community in Ukraine who agree with the Russians. So you kind of don't know who to trust, do you?
I would say probably, in every country, there are a small number of people that don't support the policy of this country. So probably in some regions, there are small amount of people who would agree with Russian policy. But I would say that it's really tiny amount of people, and the majority of people, they support Ukrainian government, and they understand that Ukraine is a sovereign state and it should be sovereign.
Tell me about you. I mean, is your sister working? Is she studying? What does she do?
She's studying at the university.
Okay, and obviously she wants to continue with her studies and get on with her life.
Yes, absolutely.
She doesn't want to have to get out. But is she considering leaving?
The problem is that we discussed with her this option. If she probably, if it would be better for her to leave to other part of Ukraine. But the problem is that you cannot know what would be the safe part of Ukraine. So she decided to stay in Dnipro, where her university mates, her friends. So at least she could have some support there.
Okay. Well, we wish her well, and it must be a very worrying time for you too.
Absolutely. Yeah, unfortunately it is. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Would you like to, I know you probably can't, but would you like to get on a plane and go and just give her a hug and say it'll be all right?
Of course I would like to support her. If I could, we talk every day on Skype, so we see each other. But of course I would like to, to support her better.
Desperately worrying. And your parents are passed away, are they?
They passed away. Yes. Yeah, that's correct.
That's her support. She has less support than we'd like her to have. It's a terribly worrying time. I hope everything works out. You really do hope that, this can be sorted out around a table rather than with people with guns and bombs. Can I ask you something before I let you go?
Absolutely.
Oksana, I was in Ukraine once. It's about 20 years ago, and I was really impressed with your country. It's a beautiful place. Can I ask you about the correct pronunciation of the capital? Is it Kiev or Kyiv?
Kyiv. The correct pronunciation is Kyiv. It's like K-Y-I-V. Kyiv.
Kyiv. All right.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask because there's so many different pronunciations depending on who you watch on the television.
Yes, it was for a long time. It was more common to use a Russian name for Kyiv, but of course it would be more correct to use Ukrainian name.
All right, listen, thank you very much, Oksana, and we hope that your sister stays very safe in the part of Ukraine that she's in. Oksana, thank you. 0818 96 96 96. So it's Kyiv, like hello. It's Kyiv, okay, not Kiev. That's a chicken dish. Someone was trying to explain that to me during the week. It's Kyiv, not Kiev, because Kiev is a chicken dish. Thank you.